In what might just be the greatest twist in cinematic history, Miles Morales ends up in Earth 42 face to face with Miles G. Morales, tied up to a punching bag with no current way to get back home to save his father, who will die within 2 days. The brilliance and the storytelling of Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is unmatched. This is such a phenomenal sequel to a great first movie, Into the Spider-Verse, and a new character that has just been introduced by the end of this movie, who is a huge spoiler, obviously, but the movie's out on digital, so you really have no reason not to have seen it, is Miles G. Morales, aka the Prowler of Earth 42, who in his introduction may seem like a villain, but there's lots of concrete evidence to support that he's not a villain and yet just an anti-hero. It'll be very interesting to see how his dynamic with Miles Morales of Earth 1610 will play out in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which will release, sometime soon. Hopefully. But yes, today we're talking about Miles G. Morales, aka the Prowler of Earth 42. A very, very cool character and a very cool twist of fate that we're going to talk about today. Is he an anti-hero? Is he a villain? And what exactly will the dynamic be in Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse? Greatly appreciate it if you would click that subscribe button and turn on all notifications for my channel, because I'm going to be coming out with Spider-Verse content galore over the next few months. And I'm really like the Spider-Verse guy, so if you want to subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it so you can be notified when my videos come out as soon as they drop and you can be the first to see them. Is Miles G. Morales a villain? The answer is obviously no, because first little bit of information that we get is there's an animation test that was released by Spider-Verse, and it shows Miles G. Morales and Uncle Aaron stealing from what is supposed to be a big tech corporation, maybe the Sinister Six cartel. You can see it right here.
Gotta keep them in the crosshairs. Better still keep it even dose of each, cause until you get justice, you won't.
By the end of this animation test, they are actually stealing medical supplies for Miles Morales' mom, Rio Morales, and they give her the medical supplies in the hospital as she's working in Earth 42, which is a very cool and very sweet moment. So, in this world where there is no Spider-Man, remember, because the spider did not bite Miles G. Morales, it then instead bit Miles Morales of Earth 1610, that means there's no Spider-Man in this dimension.
There's no Spider-Man here.
When Miles G. Morales reveals himself as the Prowler, you can hear in the background J. Jonah Jameson talking on a news broadcast and talking about the Sinister Six cartel and talking about how no one seems to be wanting to stop them. So crime is running rampant. There's a Sinister Six cartel. You can see multiple buildings in the background of a Scorpo Corporation, Electro, Shocker. There's a Vote for Craven sign. So Spider-Man villains are just running rampant throughout this universe. And it seems that the only force of good is Miles Morales, the Prowler, and his Uncle Aaron, who are trying to do good. Maybe not in the means that Miles Morales or our other heroes would do so, but they are still trying to do what's best for their family and for maybe a few other people of New York City. I'm willing to bet good money that the window that Uncle Aaron was talking about was not a window for stealing money or valuable goods that they're stealing from the big corporation, but medical goods that they're stealing from the Sinister Six cartel, and they're then going to give to help out Rio Morales as she's a struggling mom in this universe. We already know a good bit of information about this universe of Earth 42 just from a few minutes of being in here, because the world building is so intricately planned out, and there are so many little details for us to pick up on as viewers. Miles G. Morales can't be a villain. He just can't be, because the Sinister Six is already ruining our good city of Manhattan and New York and Brooklyn, so Miles Morales, the Prowler, and Uncle Aaron are just a force of good in this universe. So therefore, they're not in direct opposition to Miles. They're just anti-heroes. But they will have some disagreements, as we will see in Beyond the Spider-Verse, inevitably.
Please. You have to let me go. Why would I do that?
So let's get into that dynamic of Miles Morales in the alternate Earth 42 version of himself, as well as Uncle Aaron, who is still alive, and how exactly things will play out in Beyond the Spider-Verse. Because our Miles, his dad is still alive but dies in 2 days, Whereas Miles G. Morales, his father has already died. He's already dealt with that loss. I'm sure that hit him extremely hard, and you can hear that his voice has more of a Puerto Rican Spanish accent because his dad was not as much of an influence in his life as his mom was. Since Miles G. Morales was not bitten by the radioactive spider, his destiny was completely different than the way it was quote-unquote supposed to be. It's still in question how all the canon events work for Miles G. Morales, but it seems that since he wasn't bitten by the spider, his canon events turned out instead of Uncle Aaron dying, it was his dad dying. Instead of him becoming Spider-Man, he became the Prowler. Whereas our Miles Morales was supposed to be the Prowler and is now, I guess, supposed to lose his dad, but he already lost Uncle Aaron, so, as some fans, as well as I've speculated, it seems that we don't need another canon event for Miles to lose his dad because he already has a canon event of losing his uncle, Uncle Aaron. So, reasonably, I would guess that Miles G. Morales would be jealous of Earth 1610 Miles Morales because he still has his dad. With our protagonist Miles to save his dad because he is a good kid at heart. He's doing school before the spider bites him. He's obviously studious, probably a good kid, and our Miles Morales is the bad kid version, always having his shoes untied, not really caring about his parents or his responsibilities, as we see in the beginning of Into the Spider-Verse. And this spider bite, as well as all of these other spider people helping him, completely changed his destiny and turned him into a superhero. Whereas Miles G. Morales was always destined to be a hero. He was maybe even just that good goody two-shoes, but instead, since he wasn't bitten by the radioactive spider, has now turned into an anti-hero, not a villain, but definitely not a superhero. So it's reasonable to assume that Miles G. Morales and Miles Morales are both going to work together to save Miles' dad, but they still have to get out of the dimension of Earth 42. Gwen has assembled a team to go find Miles somewhere in the Spider-Verse, but she doesn't know where he is. She may be able to put together that Earth 42 is where Miles was sent to since his DNA is from the spider, but it'll still take them a little while to get there. So Miles G. Morales and our Miles Morales have to survive in Earth 42 with the Sinister Six cartel running rampant, so maybe even the first protagonist in the movie would have to be overcoming the Sinister Six cartel. Maybe there'll be a minor villain. We already have The Spot and Miguel O'Hara, which Miguel O'Hara is obviously just a misguided hero, so I'm guessing he'll turn around eventually and be on our side. But we have to maybe overcome the Sinister Six cartel first, and Miles G. Morales really doesn't have any room to be a villain. Him and Uncle Aaron, we already have The Spot and Miguel O'Hara, so a third villain would make things more complicated. But I think Miles Morales and Miles of Earth 42 just have some explaining to do to get on the same page, and then they'll be able to work together to overcome The Spot. And just imagine how cool it's going to be to see two Miles Moraleses fighting together. One is the Prowler and one is Spider-Man against The Spot. That's going to be super sick. And maybe they will have to overcome the Sinister Six cartel. And so we can see them in action and have them work together and form a bond before we go and overtake our main villain with Miguel O'Hara and The Spot. It's just all the potential is so exciting. It leaves the door open for so many amazing writing possibilities, and I know for a fact that these filmmakers are going to make it the best that they can possibly be, because so far they're 2 for 2 with Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. So I'm very confident that Beyond the Spider-Verse is going to be just as amazing and fulfill all of this potential to the maximum. I am so hyped to see how all of this is going to go down in the final movie in the Spider-Verse trilogy. But here's just some theories and speculation. Miles G. Morales is such an interesting character. He could probably have his own spin-off. I would love to see that. All of these characters are so well written, so dynamic, so real and grounded and interesting. Miles G. Morales is just another example of that. So what do you think of my thoughts? Be sure to let me know down below in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video because I enjoyed talking about Spider-Verse a lot. So if you did like this video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below what your theories on Miles G. Morales are, just any speculation on anything going on in this movie in general, because there's so much to talk about, and I'm so excited about all of it. But with that said, that'll bring us to the end of today's video. So if you want to see another video by me, be sure to click right here on my face because YouTube recommended it to you, so I know you'll enjoy it. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.